Hey Sumulings, my name is Chris Conley and I am the founder and creator of PictaBase. Thank you for being here today. For the past 30 years, I have been a professional motion picture and television editor, working on shows like The Flash and FBI, Once Upon a Time, and one of the Sandlot movies. It goes on and on and on. My wife also worked in the entertainment industry as a makeup artist, working on shows like Dancing with the Stars, and Westworld was one of the most recent ones. So the idea for PictaBase originally sprang from a need within that industry. If you're not aware, most movies shoot out of sequence, usually because of actor availability or location availability. So if you shoot in one location, it just makes sense from a scheduling and fiscal point of view to shoot all the scenes that take place in that location before picking up the entire crew and moving to another location. So the process of keeping track of the looks, the props, the makeup, the wardrobe across the duration of a movie is called continuity. So originally, PictaBase was going to be specific to the movie industry, and it was going to be only related to continuity. But it occurred to me one day it would be much more beneficial and widely useful if I could make it, universal, where users could determine their own buckets or categories and terms that made sense to them and how their brain works in order to find images and digital assets that they're trying to find. So that is what PictaBase has become. That's what I'm presenting to you today, and I can't be more excited to see what y'all do with it. So let me give you a little bit of rundown on it. All right, Sumulings. So when I first started working on this, I had no idea that such a thing as digital asset management was even a thing, but it turns out it is, and that's what PictaBase is a digital asset manager in the large scale, I guess. But I like to think of it as digital asset management for boots on the ground teams, not for C-suite button pushers. I guess they're invited too. But the whole point was to make a simple tool for people who are out in the field doing something, whether it's insurance, claims adjusters, realtors, people in the film industry, name it. But they need to find an image now for a specific problem they're dealing with now. So that was the point. That's what this is built for. And if it serves that point, then to God goes all the glory. I couldn't be happier. If it doesn't serve that point, I need you to tell me. On the website is a support ticket. Go there, leave me a ticket. I need to know because I will fix it. So having said that, let me just run down the site here. The site explains it pretty well. The whole point is to build categories and put terms in those categories that make sense to you. This little slider is just kind of a visual representation of what that might mean. The dog's name is Wiley. He's got collars. It depends on what your industry is, right? If you sell collars, collars might be meaningful to you. If you don't, then Wiley's probably the most important thing. That would be the character's name, the default's name, whatever it is that you're tracking, the SKU if you're into e-marketing. As always, garbage in, garbage out. I would not over tag images because then you end up in the same situation where it's overly complicated. You want those terms that resonate with you so that you can find what you want, get the list, you can scroll through, find the image. So the website kind of goes down, explains the whole concept of digital asset management. You're learning like I did. I had no idea. Turns out it's a big deal. I just knew I needed to find some pictures, so I figured other people might too. When you open an image, AI does scan it, and it gives you a list of potential terms. You can use all, none, or you don't have to use them at all, I guess is what I'm saying. But it does give a nice overview of what AI is seeing in the image. In this case, mountain, snow, road, dogs, people, cars, town. Those are the kind of things, depending on your industry, might be useful. By the way, there are templates. I've already created like 15 or 16 templates per industry, trying to make it easy for people. So insurance adjusters, realtors, auctioneers, museum curators. There's lots of templates, but they're completely customizable. You can modify them to your heart's content. You can also create a template from scratch. You don't have to use any of the ones that we, provide. All right, so you can read the website, learn about it, and then again, as I mentioned, there's a support ticket here. If you find a bug, if you have a feature request, it's just not working the way you expect it to, please, 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 please send me a ticket. I will fix it for you because this is not something that I am taking lightly. I want this to work for me and I want it to work for you. If it doesn't work for you, then it's a failure for me. You click over onto projects. This is where you'll start. It kind of gives you the basic rundown. It's pretty simple stuff. You create a project, you drop your images into it, and then you tag and search, sort, and share. So if you're in an industry where you need to share images with clients, PictaBase allows that. Again, I want you to tell me how you're using that, if it's serving your needs. And again, if it's not, let me know. I'm going to fix it. Okay, so when you get logged in, you will create a project. I have already created one, so let's just step into that. We can look at how sorting and sharing works. You will have a library of all your assets. Let's jump over here. We'll kind of go down the list. At the top is search and sort. In the middle is upload, so that's typically where you would start. It's just drag and drop, or you can click it and it'll open a browser. Dump your assets in, it'll sort them. It sends a secured S3 link to S3. It uploads, never goes through our server. We never see it, so security is maintained. We never touch your pixels. They go straight to Amazon S3, industry standard cloud storage. Once they're there, they appear in your library. Could be, dozens or hundreds or thousands. And then, of course, that's the point of our digital asset manager, PictaBase. We want to filter down, drill down into those images and find what we're looking for. So it is a two-step process. The first thing that you want to do is your initial search is server side. It actually sends a SQL query out to S3, collects the images that match your query selection, and delivers them down as a new work group. This allows you to get, from hundreds of thousands to hundreds, dozens, or ones, so that you can at least get narrowed down to some workable number of images in the workspace. So in this case, let me just show you how that might work. You can always look for images, based on orientation. So these are horizontal images, these are vertical images, and these are square images. There are none in this current project. You can also, when you upload images, it scans the EXIF data, so you can search by date. So if you just go, my images all happened within the last few months, you can do a search from November till now, and it'll go out and it limits it to this handful of images. Now, this is a new work group, and what you can do here, because you've already limited your assets, you can start doing quick, refinements, I guess. So my wife and I run a charity called Pifster, the Pay It Forward charity, where users donate as little as $1 a month, and then they vote on the cause that, they want to support, and the cause each month that gets the most votes gets the community donation. So these images here are from the last donation that went out. So jump over here, and I want to see all the images related to Inclusion Matters, which is the last donation we made. You hit that, and it highlights the images that match that tag and dims all the others. So it's just a real nice visual way to kind of start. And if this was dozens or hundreds of images, you could still scroll through the table and you could find the highlighted or undimmed images that you're searching for. You can also, if you don't want to see all the dimmed ones, you can go up here and just say hide, and it will only show the ones that actually meet the search requirement. But this is kind of nice having these dimmed versions, because as you sort through, you might see something, that image is one that I want. What is the tag on that, for instance? What is that? Maybe it's that. Oh, look at that. Okay, that's a good one too. I want that. Great. So it allows you to kind of dig through the images, find the ones that you want. You can select them. You can share them. You can download them. You can edit them. You can do whatever as you want. But let's just say that we want to share these, because I think that's going to be a valuable thing for people. Here's the options. You can delete, you can download, you can do whatever. Let's talk about share. Click share. I want to send these images to the charity that Pifster worked with last month. So let's do this. Let's go Pifster, the pay it forward, Pifster charity link November. You can do a password if you want. You can set it to expire. You can allow the clients to download if you want. Sure, why not? Let's create a link. And then you can copy that link. Let's just go over here to a new tab so I can show you what it works, how it works. If we jump out there, boom, there's those images. And each one, it's downloadable. And you can, if you're a realtor, whatever your industry is, and you have needs to share images with clients, this is a way to do it. It's sounding like I'm beating a dead horse, but if this feature does not work the way you want it to, doesn't work the way you think it should, has bugs, something doesn't work right, I need to know this. So once again, step out to the project sidebar. Down here at the bottom is a support ticket. Click that. Let me know. I'm going to keep an eagle eye on this. If you have problems, I will fix them, or we will figure out how to resolve it. Because if this, if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for me. So let me know. Let me know. Let me know. All right. Gosh, that's about it, really. It's not rocket science. The whole point was to make a simple means to find images for teams. I will show you. You can do, let's say this. So these red dots mean that no metadata has been assigned to these images yet. So if you click on one of these, the metadata editor opens. In there, this is the AI scan that we talked about already. So this is what AI has found in there. You can use any or none of them. Adult, male, man, person, female, woman, blah, 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 clothing, interview. Interview might, that's kind of right, I would say. Let's say interview. And it doesn't really fit any of these categories, but maybe in this context, it was for, marketing. I don't know. Let's make a new category called marketing. Oops, and I didn't spell that the way I wanted to, but it doesn't matter. We'll show how you can edit that. So market interview. So I've tagged that image now. If I go out here, no longer has the red dot. Let's do the same thing we did before. Let's go look at a date range from November till now. The reason why is I want to show just the filtering as opposed to that initial search. So again, we just added market with a term, interview, and if I click that, boom, we get our nice dimmed field with the selection visible. We can hit this, just get just the one we want. And because I made a mistake, didn't mean to, but let's step back out here and go to settings. Where was that one? Marketing. I meant for this to be marketing, not market. So let's go ahead and fix that. All right. So marketing, we go back over here and, gosh, that's about it, really. Pick the categories and terms that make your brain find the image you're looking for and start using it. Start using it. Let me know how you're using it, what's working, what's not working. I got big dreams. I'm really hopeful for this thing, and I want it to work for all of you. And maybe I'll start a community thing on the homepage. I would love for people to start a kind of a movement to use PictaBase as a community. I think it's fun. I think it's simple. I think it just does what it's supposed to do. But I need to know that from you. So, just just enjoy it. Let me know what I can do to make your experience better. God bless, and I look forward to seeing you on the other side.